Hello, Carmen Molitor with the Pinnacle team at RE/MAX Properties.
And Heather Coffey with a local credit union in Colorado.
One of the best lenders ever.
And one of the best realtors ever.
So we're here not to talk about how much we love each other, but to talk about the housing market and more specifically about how mortgage interest rates have been impacting the housing market. Many of you know that rates have gone up quite a bit. A year ago, we were in the mid to low threes as an average interest rate, and we peaked over 7% this year. That's huge. That has an impact on buyers' purchasing power by about 40%. That's a lot. And there's a lot of confusion out there as well about what's impacting those rates. Most people believe that when the Federal Reserve raises short-term interest rates by 0.75% as an example, that mortgage rates are also going to go up 0.75%. That is not true. They are related, but more specifically, the reason the Federal Reserve raises short-term interest rates, mortgage rates are long-term interest rates, is because they're trying to control inflation. And a good example of this is about a week ago, we had better than expected inflationary news. And as a result, mortgage interest rates decreased by 0.75 percentage point in just one day.
Yay!
That's huge, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people also don't realize that there's more ways to reduce your interest rate even as the current rate stands, and Heather's going to talk about what that looks like.
Yeah, so you have different options out there, and one of the biggest ones we're seeing right now is going to be seller concessions. So you ask, what is a seller concession? A seller concession is money, free money from a seller.
I like free money.
Yes, yes. That can go towards your closing costs or buying down an interest rate, as Carmen had mentioned. Now, what is buying down an interest rate? So you see your posted interest rates online or with whatever lender you're looking at, and you have the option to buy it down lower with a one-time fee up front, and we can get the seller to pay that for you if it's negotiated by an amazing realtor.
We can negotiate that for you.
Yes. So every lender is a little bit different in the rates that they can buy down to, as well as the cost for the buy down. However, we can get you down for a fixed rate right now, probably within the 5s, and then an adjustable rate in the 4s. So not drastically higher than where we were a few years ago. Makes your payment more affordable, as well as your purchase price being able to be a little bit higher because you can buy more if the payment's a little bit lower. And now there's a bunch of different loan options out there for different buyers depending on what situation you're in, whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you've owned a home before, whether you're a veteran that qualifies for a VA loan.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your service. And even a person that's looking for a rental home for an investment. The biggest misconception is what, Carmen?
That you need 20% down to get into a home.
Yes, that's not true.
Nope, not at all.
No, not at all. So as a first-time home buyer, you can buy a home with as little as 3% down. And there's also down payment options out there, down payment assistant options that can help you with that 3% down. And then you have the seller concessions that can help you so you can walk away with almost not much out of pocket. You also have somebody that has owned a home. You can get a home with as little as 3.5% to 5% down. And then veterans can get a home with as little as 0% down. And so you have so many options out there, and we're happy to help you.
Yeah, think about that. A year ago, rates were in the low 3s, but if you were trying to buy a house then, you were in a bidding war situation almost every single time. And you had to offer, we had to do escalation clauses, and you had to offer an appraisal gap, meaning you had to be willing to pay cash for the difference between what you were buying the house for and what it appraised for. And there was no way a seller was going to pay money towards your closing costs.
Right.
And so that was a lot of extra cash a year ago that you don't need now. And if we can get the seller to buy down your rate, we're looking at only a little bit of an increase in what your rates were a year ago. It's still a great time to buy. It's just a lot of confusion out there is causing people to believe otherwise. So don't believe them. Talk to us. We're here to help. For more information, give Heather a call
At 719-646-9276 or Carmen a call
at 719-351-4835. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.